Alex, when you hear anything to do with happiness, or maybe even the pursuit of happiness, what comes to your mind? Do you think it's a feeling? Do you think it's a myth? Or is it even a goal that you need to sort of look forward to achieving?
Well, it's a divergent idea
Mm-hmm.
or an opinion, if I can say, because something that you can experience can never be a myth. Yeah,
Okay.
something
Oh,
that
wow.
I can experience, you can experience, can never be a myth.
Mm-hmm.
And we determine how we experience it, and that now brings us to the different sides of it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I know if you do some study about happiness, you'll find about the short-lived and the
Yeah.
long goal, as you can call it. Yeah, and so to me is the way I see it. You define your own happiness by probably looking back and the experiences you're currently going through, and probably where you want to go. That defines it, because
Okay.
no one can experience happiness for you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I cannot tell you that if you go to some place, if you do something, or if you eat something, you will be happy, because you experience it in your own way. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And so, however,
Mm-hmm.
I think there are levels that we can all agree that if you go through those levels, you will be able to define what did you feel, or was it short-lived happiness to you, or
Mm-hmm.
was it long-term, or what was it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I believe it is not a myth. I believe it is something that we probably live up for, because what else should we, or do we live for? Why
Okay.
not happiness? Yeah. So then it's the way then we determine or define it in different experiences. Yeah. And so to me, pursuit of happiness is, I think I'd say, is about why we actually live.
Wow.
Because if you do another research about
Mm-hmm.
happiness,
Mm-hmm.
you'll find people who probably commit suicide, or people who do weird stuff, are people who don't have happiness, because you'll not find a happy person doing some weird stuff, or even killing people, or killing themselves, because you see, they don't have that happiness.
Okay.
And more often than not, we are told that happiness is joy, contentment, and peace of mind.
Mm-hmm.
And so then it drives you then to the other side of those who are doing weird stuff, and even probably committing suicide or
Mm-hmm.
killing others, is because they lack that. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd say it's what we live for. Actually,
It's what we live for.
it's what we live for.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite interesting.
That is the reason why we actually wake up every day.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in psychological circles, happiness is normally reduced to just an emotion. It's just something that is fleeting. And as a matter of fact, some actually propose that happiness is something short-lived. That happiness cannot be uh, a goal that is to the grand scheme of things. What do you think about that? Do you think it's just short-lived, or it's something that can be, it's something that is as deep as meaning itself? So it's something that you can actually pursue throughout life. It's something that you can keep looking forward to. All right, it's not just something that is meant to serve that particular moment. What do you think? For those who call happiness just an emotion, what do you think?
I think they would be mistaken,
Mm-hmm.
because again, happiness is not a one-time thing.
Okay.
Well, that could be a level, because
Uh-huh.
say, for example, you yearn to eat a certain food, and finally you get it, and you're happy that you're having it. Yeah. That goes away in maybe a short period of time.
Yeah.
But then again, does it mean then you'll not be happy after you've eaten that food? You'll not want to be happy again and again.
Yeah. True.
So you see, at level, that is a level, probably the short-lived level. I think psychologists call it there's a certain word for that, the short-lived
there's
joy. And there's
eudaimonia.
long-term, yeah, the
Eudaimonia. Yes.
and there's the long-term for that, whereby you now live, or probably whatever you do it to be content, to be peaceful, and to be basically to have joy in your heart,
Okay.
which is long term. Yeah. So the one we have, the level, the emotion that the psychologists talk about is just that specific time. Say for
The
example,
short-lived one.
the short-lived one.
Okay.
Yes. Say for example, you'd want to have a new phone. Then after that, what goes on after that? Yeah.
Sure.
Yes, finally you get the finances to do that. You get the new phone, the iPhone you've always wanted. Then after that, does it now define or even dictate that you'll be happy for the rest of your life because something that you wanted, you now have it?
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Wow.
Because that is short-lived. Yeah.
Sure.
So, but the goal still remains, and that is the reason why we keep on living. Yeah.
So it's just like saying confining happiness to just a short-lived kind of a moment is flawed.
Yes, is mistaken actually.
Wow.
Because, well, I'd say that in everything there's always a set or a part to it. Something that is always bringing in support to it. If I can look for an example, if for example a phone, every time, if especially on Wi-Fi or you have data all through, it keeps on updating.
Yeah.
Something that is probably adding on to the phone being a better version of itself. You'll find there's a change in something that is now making it work better.
Yeah.
If your phone has probably Word, it now does it better. If there's maybe a camera, there's a setting that will pop up now, to make it better. Yeah. So I'd say it's just an add-on to to the main goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Short-lived, yes, but an add-on to the main goal. Because see what happens. Circumstances now dictate how your happiness becomes. Because Alex, I can tell you, growing up in a poor state,
background,
when we got closer to Christmas, it was a happy month for us because then we will eat chapatis. Tutakula chapo, you get? So it is a happy moment for us. But does it stop us from now wanting to, let's have another year so that we can eat more chapos again?
No, it doesn't.
You get? So an experience in different situation. But again, that will not be something for someone else.
Okay.
Yeah. What makes you happy will not make someone else happy. Because what they determine as happiness is different from your experience. Their experience and your experience is different. Even your setup.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's someone who is yearning to buy an iPhone, and they think they'll be happy after that. There's someone who sees that as nothing. You get? So different states, different experiences determine the happiness. And so I was saying that those are called add-ons because they are short-lived. Yeah, they're just adding on to your main goal.
Okay.
I find the rich or the wealthy to be probably difficult, to have difficult situations.
Okay.
Why? They do not have a goal they want to do. But you see, for us, we have to work hard. We have to work hard to get that. Yeah?
Sure.
Them, they got that already. So what? And you've actually seen now they're looking for something that looks unusual to us. Like the thing that would make them happy is to go under the ocean. To build a hotel into space.
Yeah.
That is, they've already accomplished. They're actually on the top level of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So they do not have a goal that is making them happy or want to wake up tomorrow and continue doing this.
Wow.
As for us, we want to get there.
Yeah.
So an accomplishment of a very simple accomplishment will make us happy and motivate us to even do it more so that we get there. So you see, we have different experiences of what happiness is. Yeah.
So it's wow.
I'd actually say a controversial statement.
Yes, please do.
That the poor accomplish or experience happiness more than the rich.
What?
Yeah. the poor experience happiness more than the rich.
Elaborate. Hebu elaborate kidogo.
Just like I've said, yeah.
Ehe.
So if you have everything, what else are you looking for?
Okay.
What else are you looking for?
Mm.
Let's just do an example. You're coming from the rich or the wealthy, and I'm coming from a poor family. So even finding a meal is a difficult
Thing to do.
Yeah.
Sure.
So if we find a meal, what do you think will happen? We will be very happy. Yeah,
Especially
so
kama ni kanyama.
any accomplishment, no matter how small it is, brings happiness to us.
Sure.
So your state, because you're wealthy, you have that.
You have
all through.
everything.
Yeah,
you have satisfied everything.
And remember, it is not just food that is making you to wake up and because you see, accomplishments now brings in different goals. If I am able to provide or to get food on a daily, so then my mind will skip to now looking for something else that will bring happiness to me. You get? So as a wealthy person or a rich person, you have everything. So you wouldn't even actually go to school, because why are you going to school? You have everything. You have everything that the poor want to go to school to get.
Yeah.
So what do you want to to have? You saw the other day we had I think rich or wealthy ladies in the US paying for a trip in the space.
To space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we sorry to say, we had an unfortunate in a situation whereby the rich also perished under the ocean.
Under the water. Yeah.
They wanted to do a trip under the ocean. Yeah. Because these people have nothing else that they can do to feel they have accomplished or a goal.
Sure.
Yeah, they're earning too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wow. But I'm also thinking of the kinds of the kinds of things that sometimes rich or wealthy people normally do. I think I see that anyway, poor people can't do those things. So for example, like going under the ocean or traveling to space, a poor person can't do that. Simply because they don't have the means to do that at that particular moment. So unapata, most of the things that, let me say, an average human being seeks to satisfy in terms of, and you apate that, and you akue that happy, it's not something that the rich really have, because already washa satisfy hizo zote. So it gets to a level where it's virtually impossible to keep experiencing happiness as such. Because anyway, do you think going underwater is really something to make you happy?
To them, yes.
Yeah.
Because when this guy Maslow's came up with the hierarchy of needs, I think it shouldn't have stopped at self-actualization, because there are people who've gotten there. And when they get to the top, they get crazy, because this person has nothing to do or nothing to probably accomplish to feel. And as a human being, what makes us wake up and probably live is a goal.
Yeah.
So what
Something
goal
to look
will a
forward
person who have already reached their self-actualization have?
Sure.
Yeah. So that is why we have weird stuff happening from the rich.
Do you think because I'm thinking of self-actualization as do you think really the wealthy ama the rich wanakuanga wamefika that position ya self-actualization? Like how well can you define it to say that this is something now the rich ama the wealthy have accomplished it?
Well, from what Maslow's explained it, I don't think most of them get there.
Okay.
It is not defined by what you have. It is now defined by what you will do after that. Yeah, because for example, finances, tick. Maybe family, tick. So then what I see some do is now extended to the rest of us in that hierarchy. That's why you'll find there's a foundation by a certain rich person doing this and that, and it's giving them fulfillment. Yeah. You'll find say for example I don't know how good this is, but it might be a controversy. For example, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Okay.
So what they aspire to do is to help the poor and make available the medicines, and certain things that the poor might not be able to get if it not subsidized. Yeah. So you see, this person is now finding another goal after getting to the top, which is bringing satisfaction to them. I know there's a story, only that I can't remember the exact one. A person now started going lower to provide assistance to the rich, to the poor, sorry. And this brought so much happiness to them.
Okay.
This person couldn't believe that a person can spend a day without food, because of where they'd gotten. But you see now what has happened, self-actualization is now, you've gotten to that level completely. There's nothing else you can do. But you found something else that you'll be able to do. Now going back to the, to the hierarchy, to create another goal. Yeah. Which is not bringing satisfaction by now seeing that you lifting others on that up. The lower level of the hierarchy. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's very, very interesting. It's really, really interesting. Now, in the pursuit of happiness itself, there's a paradox I'd like to introduce, and I'm looking at it in light of, I'm actually comparing certain classes of wealthy or rich people. There are some who seem to actually, like, whatever they're doing, it's a model for the public, it's a model for many people, but it seems to me ni kama there are other wealthy ama rich people wenye it feels wrong to actually sort of follow their lifestyle ama follow whatever they are saying. Generally, most of us tunaweza sema kuna wale rich wanakuanga, we can model after them, we can take after them, but kuna wengine so let me contextualize this. So let me start with politicians, alafu pia niende to social media personalities, kinds of personalities. So you see the kinds of lifestyles that social media personalities normally paint pale social media. So do you think those people are really, really happy? Now, the paradox I want to introduce at this point is that the more you chase happiness, the more it gets away from me, or the more it actually inapotea. Unaona? And it seems to me ni kama these personalities, especially in social medias, a majority of them, it seems to me ni kama they are actually trying to, ni kama wanai chase. They think that happiness is defined through vitu kama fame, vitu kama wealth, pia vitu kama success and stuff like that. And so, wow, what does he post pale online? The kinds of lifestyles they normally take after and stuff like that. But then again, ukisikiza stories of most of them, it seems ni kama wako depressed. Unaona? I mean, actually, ukiangalia amongst, let me say, okay, this sounds wrong, this feels wrong, but ukiangalia most secular artists, most of the things they might report ni kuhusu how they are depressed because of their careers. Because they are actually required to live a certain way that people might think these people are happy, but they're actually not. So what do you think saa zingine inakuanga the problem with such kinds of lifestyles ama such kinds of pursuits of vitu kama fame ama well? Do you think fame is something wrong to pursue? Do you think we should actually chase after being happy? Is it something that we should obsess over, or what do you think?
Okay. Well, there's can I call it a meme of an old person? So they've tied a post on their back, and there's tied another one that is I'd say maybe a meter to his reach. Where he can reach the hand.
I've seen that.
And at the end of the post, there's a huge stash of money.
Yes.
So this person is trying to get the money.
Yeah.
Chasing after that money.
Yes.
And so it goes on, and we see different scenes where he is younger, and he's getting a bit old, get older, and then
Yeah, correct. Anafika mahali tu
and then he
is-
dies because
Yes.
of old age.
Yeah.
I'd say chasing happiness would be the wrongest thing to do,
Okay.
because out of chasing, you then get me right. Chasing is right, but then again, define how you're doing it. Yeah, because if you mix it, for example, with current situation, with the like you're saying, the socios, the politicians that we see, you might chase the wrong thing. Because again, like I said, is I think happiness, everyone defines what happiness is to them.
Umesema you might be chasing the wrong thing. How can you tell that someone is chasing the wrong thing?
If for example, like you're saying that we see something and we have, or we yearn for it, would want to have such, and so you go that direction,
Okay.
without analyzing who you are, what you want. Because happiness, again, like I said, if you read and do your research, you'll find that it's defined from where you're coming from what you're doing, and where you want
Where
to
you
go.
wanna
Yeah.
go.
So if you allow what you see out there change you, then you'll be chasing the wrong thing.
Oh.
And again,
Oh, wow.
happiness, I think it's a reward of a goal you probably have. It is not, you cannot chase happiness. You cannot. It is a gift. I'd say a gift or a present. It's a reward, basically. Say, for example, you're looking to have a good family. You want to be a family man.
Yeah.
That's your goal, right? And you follow the right steps, that you get the right woman for you, understanding your needs and your goals and what you'd want from a woman. And then you get your wife and you marry them and you have children. What do you think you're getting out of it? Your goal, remember, was to be a family man.
Yeah.
So what reward do you get from building a good family? Is it not happiness?
It is.
So to me, happiness comes as a reward from the different goals that we have in life. Say, for example,
Oh, wow.
another
Happiness
example.
is a reward. That's very
Yeah.
interesting.
Another example. You want to be a pilot, and so you go through.
Inategemea ni pilot gani. Kuna wale wa aviator.
Si aviator. Wachana aviator. Aviator doesn't. The reward is not happiness. It's actually the opposite of happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it
Well,
works against
it doesn't
you.
matter what kind of a pilot you want to be. You'll always get a reward. Yeah. So what was I saying? You want to become a pilot.
Yeah.
When the shule, you go the necessary steps, and finally you get to the hours that they require for you to be a pilot and now
Yes.
fly. Yeah. And then you see yourself on that cockpit, flying the plane, the Boeing 7 what. What is the reward? What do you think is it? The goal was for you to be a pilot. What's the reward?
Wow. And yeah, you feel happy.
Once you get there,
Yeah.
will you not be happy?
You will be.
So it is the reward.
Oh. Okay.
And just like we are saying about, we're talking about happiness having some levels. This reward doesn't just come, like that. It has some tokens as you go along. So you went to school, you graduated. So the short-lived joy is getting the certificate.
Yeah.
At that moment, if you remember, you're probably very happy. You did some celebrations there, but that is not what is determining the goal. The final reward is now you sitting on that cockpit, and now you are now the pilot.
You're now a pilot.
And you get the license of now being the pilot.
Sure.
As if you look at it from the start to the sitting on the cockpit, there are certain tokens, the short-lived joys and happiness that come along the way. But the final one is you now sitting on the cockpit. I'll take you back. I know you love movies.
Yeah.
Avengers.
Yeah.
So this guy, the villain, Thanos. Yeah.
Thanos.
What is the goal?
The goal for Thanos.
Yeah.
I'd say one of it ilikuwa sort of, is it to rule?
He actually had just one goal.
Which was?
He wanted to wipe the half of the population
Ah.
of the whole earth.
Okay.
And then so actually his daughter kept on asking, then what will you do after that?
Mm-hmm.
I finally rest.
Rest. Yeah.
Yeah. So the goal is to wipe out the half of the population.
And so in the perspective of Thanos, do you think that was a worthy goal that anyone could pursue?
Like I'm saying, we all have different definitions of what happiness is to
Okay.
to us. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So most of them looked at it and thought, this is maniac, this is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
But to him, he finds it as happiness.
Oh.
Actually, after he did it, he was there sitting on the garden
Wow.
and resting, and he said he found peace. That is actually what he said. Yeah.
But then again, so there are some pursuits that so for example, taking Thanos for example, yeah? So there's no way that it seems to me from history Avengers, it seems to me Nikama, there's no way he could have, let me say, completely enjoyed the feeling of happiness itself after his accomplishment. There's no way he could have enjoyed it, because to most creatures that exist, including mankind, we were feeling Nikama, he was doing something that isn't for the best interest of a majority. Unaona? So from that, I'm beginning to believe that Nikama, even our own pursuits, especially where other people have to be concerned, Nikama, our pursuit of happiness need to also align with their best interest, with also them being happy. Unaona sasa goal ya mtu mwingine ni kama Adolf Hitler. We know this guy slaughtered very many Jews, for example. And to him, he thought that he was doing the right thing. To him, as a matter of fact, I'm sure, I'm not so sure that maybe there's a record of him akiclaim that feel fulfilled ama amekuwa happy after. But from what we have, inaonekana ni kama he actually enjoyed slaughtering Jews. That's happiness.
But you see,
to him.
There's always laws and guidelines to guide us, and make us follow a certain law, because again, if my happiness is causing harm to you, it is not happiness.
It is okay.
It is not.
So happiness has to also be to the best interest of someone else.
Yes.
So if it's causing harm to someone else,
it is not happiness.
It's not regardless of whether you feel good about it or not.
You will never feel good about harming someone else and think that you'll be happy.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That is probably conscious lying to you, but you'll never be happy. It is something that will always bother you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't bother you, then it means
you have no conscience. You have no conscience.
Sure.
And I think this is now where we bring in the wisdom of the Bible.
Okay.
The Ecclesiasticus, yeah, where he says, everything under the sun, it is known.
Oh, everything under the sun is known.
Yes.
Okay.
And again, whatever we are doing is what's the word? For nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. If you read the book of Ecclesiastes,
all is
you
vanity.
might actually give up.
All is vanity.
All is vanity. You might actually because this guy, he had everything. We would even assume that he was happy. Actually, if you want to know more about happiness, read the book of Ecclesiastes. Because he wanted to know, to experience everything, and he did. But then again,
what for?
What after that? What then? Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So that means I'm also thinking of another concept tied to this. Unasikianga more often than not, we are encouraged to follow our hearts, and still borrowing from the wisdom of the Bible. Biblia inasema pia that the heart is very deceitful. But then again, society tells us, follow your heart, do what makes you happy. So, do you think there's a contrasting perspective between this perspective of the Bible and the sense of following your heart? Or how is following your heart supposed to make any sense, especially in the pursuit of what we can call the right kind of happiness?
Well, you see, society will always sometimes be wrong, yeah,
Okay.
because I think that is the reason why even uh, God at some point got and thought about individual punishment of sin,
Okay.
because our experiences on individual levels are quite different.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, this I love my own peace of mind. I love having a peaceful moment where I'm just alone. You don't.
Mm-hmm.
You love maybe hanging
Yeah.
out with people and all that. So
Mm.
the experiences can never be the
Can never
same.
be the same.
So there's no way you
Mm.
can now dictate
Yeah.
what happiness is to me
Sure.
as a person. Yes, I know there will always be this graph that guides us as human beings about especially those that have already experienced all those things. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but again, experiences will always be new
Okay.
for a person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so what you experience or what comes out as happiness to you will not come out as happiness to me.
Happiness to me.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I have to, we always say experience is the best
Best
teacher.
teacher. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yes, you will tell me that if you do this, it will not come out well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you probably saying that because you've experienced it or you've seen someone who have experienced it,
Mm-hmm.
and you know the outcome,
Mm-hmm.
because it doesn't always go fall far from the tree. Yeah,
Yeah.
and there are those who insist on experience it, having the experience firsthand.
Mm.
Yeah, and there are those who listen to society. This person did this and the experience was not good.
Good. Yeah.
So it depends.
It really depends. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Do you think there's a specific framework of attaining the right kind of happiness?
there is. That is
Which
why I'm
is-
saying
Mhm.
those who already were before us, because these experiences don't always go too far.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
unless now we talk about the different centuries we've been in. Yeah, because I'd say, for example, our mothers, our fathers, how they experienced life is not how we as millennials will experience.
Sure.
It's not the same as how the Gen
Gen
Zs
Zs
will
are
experience.
experiencing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but some I'd say some
Mm-hmm.
can I call it basic experiences
Mhm.
will always be the same. Yeah,
Okay.
say for example, going to school, it is the same. Growing up, getting married, having a family is the same thing, despite the technology, despite the the timeline. Yeah, so they have that experience that they've already gone through.
Mm-hmm.
So it is now us to see what is helpful to us, but we can't fully follow what they experienced or
yeah.
what they went through. Yeah,
Sure.
so that gives it more of a sort of a framework, which we can't fully follow because of the timeline.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
and so then we out of the framework that they experienced, we pick out what is best for us, and then we use it to navigate.
Okay, makes sense. Now, science tends to, especially I'm talking about neuroscience, it tends to define happiness in the context of production of certain kinds of hormones. There are all these kinds of hormones that are associated with happiness. So, meaning happiness, it seems to me ni kama pia happiness can be induced, because if at all there's a function of happiness that is to do with the emotions we feel, ama the hormones that are produced in our body, it means that we can also induce them. We can make ourselves to feel happy when we are down.
We can. I think again we borrow this from God gave us the freedom of expression,
Okay.
whereby you can do right or wrong however you please, but just know there's consequences. Yeah, so it's the same thing. If you want to be happy, but again science has proven to be a paradox.
Yes, it
because
has.
it will tell you that we will make you happy, but at what cost?
Okay.
Yeah, because if you prematurely do something, there will always be a consequence.
Can you give an example of that?
So, for example, we are told, and we learn this from science, that dopamine is the hormone behind
Yeah.
happiness and all that. And there are ways of actually inducing that
Yes,
dopamine
dopamine.
so that we can be happy.
Okay.
And this would include maybe taking some certain drugs, or
Doing some kind of an activity, kama cold, ama ice cold baths,
yeah.
hiking to the top of Mount Everest. Such things.
I wouldn't call that induced happiness.
What specifically? Your bath ama ya
No,
hiking?
yeah, hiking. Hata hiyo ya
Okay,
bath.
hiking.
Because you see, scientifically inducing happiness means there's something that we are triggering enye haifai kuwa venye iko.
Let me give an example of one that science tells us to induce. Masturbation. Actually, I haven't seen any research that talks of masturbation being wrong in any kind of a sense. Actually, it's encouraged, medically encouraged. And you see, that actually induces...
But you see, this is scientifically. It says that, there's always that controversy between science and religion now, or
morality
Christianity,
and
or immorality, because I'd say 70% or 80% of anybody that talks about it discourages it. Yeah.
What do you mean? 70 or 80% of people
who talk about masturbation discourage it.
Okay.
As a factor in actually bringing, see, the first time you do it, you're doing it to induce happiness, but long-term consequences
are very
huge. You see.
Yeah.
So scientifically, if you do something scientifically or induce something scientifically, there's always that consequence.
Yeah, a very moral consequence actually.
And say, for example, you take some drugs to get yourself high so that you induce happiness. The consequences of that, it may not be actually today or tomorrow or next month, but long term is a huge consequence.
Wow.
Yeah? Wow. So scientifically, I'm not a scientist, but scientifically you would have and scientifically consequences will follow you. yeah. Because they were scientifically induced,
sure.
Say, for example, you use drugs to get high so that you're happy. You will get, the consequences will be scientific in this way. You'll probably need every time to even stand in front of people to inject yourself or use a certain drug, same drug you probably started to use when you wanted to induce happiness, and even higher doses, and that will always get you maybe a disease. Scientifically
speaking.
So I think how you get it determines also what you get after that.
So based on what we have just discussed, it seems to me then it's important that Atakama, there are some findings, some research about science that can sort of inform our understanding of other concepts. It's not... I think it's actually a mistake to use science to base our human experiences on.
Exactly.
So, for example, hiyo story to your masturbation itself. Ni ukweli, there are some studies that show that ni kama ti men who masturbate no, that was a ridiculous one. Men who masturbate more, mostly inakuanga sijui, I'm not so sure about the number of times in a month, but a higher number of times than those who don't. The risk ama the chances of getting something like prostate cancer inakuanga incredibly low. So now if that kind of a research is tabled, people might now think that enyewe now masturbation is good, and the reason is because staki kupata prostate cancer. Unaona, so ndio, given what we have already discussed, so it seems to me ni kama then the information that science suggests shouldn't be used as the, let me call it, the holy grail of our experiences as human beings. Honestly, in itself, science in itself is very flawed.
It is.
As in, it's flawed in the sense that tukiamua kuitumia as the foundation of our experiences as human beings, tunaweza end up places mob sana, tricky sana. Let me give another example. Using the knowledge of science itself, tumefika place yenye we can actually think that it's important for nations to develop means of protecting themselves, and such means are catastrophic, and it wouldn't be consequential just to that particular nation. Itakuwa on a global scale. So I'm talking about nuclear weapons. Unaona, the knowledge that science has brought forward, imetufanya tuka understand a lot. So we have developed now weapons of mass destruction. Unaona, so I'm like, so science imetupatia hii information. Did we really have to develop weapons given this kind of knowledge? Ama how should we sort of draw the line to what we need to do and what we don't need to do in light of what science is telling us? What do you think?
Well, I think before I answer that, we were talking about inducing happiness,
yeah,
and scientifically, yeah. And you know, there are claims that if you probably do something like masturbation, it's good for you.
Yeah.
And you stand high chances of not having prostate cancer. But then again, I take you back. When science was not really that much, yeah. If you look at our forefathers, there was no much knowledge about science and everything and all that.
Yeah.
So I would also assume, and you know, these guys used to marry many wives. Yeah. So there was no need for something like masturbation.
They were happy.
They were happy. So my question would be, in fact, I don't think there were instances of cancers.
They were very rare.
Akuku ata. Where did you hear our Mau fathers?
Yeah. No, there's a small study I came across about. So unaona our archaeologists excavate bones of people mahali, maybe they kulikuwa na ruins and stuff like that. There are some bones that were analyzed, ilipatikana iko na the DNA structure of the cancer causing the carcinogenic substance. So the conclusion of that was that at a particular time, cancer it's actually something that lakini ilikuwa very, very rare. Actually, that is consensus also as well amongst the scientific community. Kitambo, cancer was very rare. Very, very rare.
Yeah.
Utapata communities nowadays tunasikianga people of certain ages or certain generations are normally wiped out. I think cancer is one of the leading diseases that mankind is trying to battle. But kitambo, I don't think we really know of a record that talks about cancer. Hata kama wame excavate more bones, none of it shows that at kitambo cancer ilikuwa ina wipe out masses. Kusema tu kweli.
Yeah.
So there's something that has probably changed over the course of civilization that has brought us to a place where we're actually also very, very aware of what cancer actually is. And nikama, even in our awareness, tumejipata in this kind of a space where the lifestyles themselves.
I would say it is science that has brought us here.
Okay.
Because controversial statement that says what you don't know doesn't kill you. Can we assume that they probably had cancer but they didn't know and it didn't kill them?
Probably, but that's a possibility.
But you wouldn't have cancer and not know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't.
Makes sense.
Because
yeah. yeah, but then you wouldn't have cancer na ukose kujua.
Hauwezi kosa kujua.
Sure,
But again, what I'm saying is haiwezi kuwa ati our forefathers walikuwa wameishi hizo miaka zote and and these guys used to live 100 and something.
Yes, true.
So how are you telling me that inducing happiness, science is telling us that if we induce happiness by maybe using masturbation to reduce the risk of having cancer, prostate cancer. But these guys, did they know about that?
They didn't.
So we can also assume that they didn't know about something like masturbation and so.
Yeah.
So, and they were not getting those kind of diseases.
Sure.
So what is science telling us?
Now, ama maybe it's science. Ama maybe science itself is not the problem. Maybe it's the way we interpret that information that is the problem. CC has been a demo because science only gives us, because most of this research, especially when it comes to vitu kama masturbation itself, so that research is controlled. So they took a certain sample, all right, of men between a certain age, and they decided to study them kulingana na those things they wanted to sort of maybe understand. So unaona, the scientific process itself imetupatia certain data. Doesn't mean that data itself is wrong or right. Actually, there is no moral value to the question of that scientific data itself, but it's how we're going to interpret that information. So for example, it's like Sasa saying, interpreting scientific information to tell us something like masturbation, men who masturbate more, say a certain number of times in a month are likely to get lower chances of prostate cancer. Unaona sasa hapo correlate vitu hizo already ni sisi wenyewe tusha correlate, but science itself it isn't telling us masturbate and hautapata cancer. Science itself is actually not telling us. It's how we are interpreting the data that science is giving us that is a problem. And now that's a very human question, and that's a very moral question. Ndio earlier on I had proposed that unapata science itself, whatever data or whatever information it's giving us, it shouldn't tell us what or what not to do. If we are to use a certain concept to tell us what or what not to do, it shouldn't be science, it should be something else. So things like morality, things like religion, things like maybe even philosophy itself. Unaona? But I don't see, ni kama nuclear weapons. Hatuwezi sema ati because science has helped us develop nuclear weapons of mass destruction, that science is bad. No.
Well, everything is good, and when you go to the extreme side of it, that is where we draw the line. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. All right. So I remember time ya COVID, there's another kind of a research that I came across, and it really sort of reinforces the point that I'm trying to make, that tunapata using the data that science has helped us discover, using that data to make decisions about our experiences as human beings is so wrong. Is so wrong. So for example, tulikuwa tunaambia story na kuvaa masks, tukakuja kuambia story na these vaccines and stuff like that. But then again, so now there are very many people who actually reported that those things were not good for them. Actually, they had very devastating results on them.
Actually, in fact, the other day I saw someone posting and asking, so those of us who got those who didn't get the COVID vaccine, nothing happened. And more often than not, you hear those who got the vaccine wanagonjeka sana.
Yeah.
Especially if it is a flu.
Yeah.
And they get very weak.
Yes.
Like a flu would come and like inawafanya ikae ni kama wamegonjeka sijui nini.
Yeah.
Something serious. So I don't know. Sometimes we just need to be careful about science. Yeah.
Yes, the way we would want to interpret and perceive science, we really need to be careful
Yeah.
about it. Nice. All right. Now, it also seems to me in the journey of the pursuit of happiness, in the pursuit of happiness, there are certain worldviews that zinakaa ni kama zinapigana. Let me put this into context. In the East, let me now call it just Eastern philosophy, in such concepts as Buddhism, Taoism, Hinduism pia, unapata what is insistence is actually made on detachment from the pursuit of happiness. Insistence is made on ati hufai kuwa na a certain goal that you should sort of be looking forward to, because it will make you attach yourself to worldly concepts such as materialism. Unaona? So unapata if you're to define happiness, you're going to define it in terms of maybe success, fame, wealth, ama what you can actually have, ama what you can actually own. So Eastern philosophy discourages us from doing that. Inatuambia happiness is not something you find in things. It's not something that you find out there. It's something that you find inside. But then ukiangalia in Western philosophy, we are told to, number one, either follow your heart. Whatever makes you happy, follow that. Unaona? Whatever makes you feel ni kama you cannot attain happiness, wachana nayo. Those are two contrasting worldviews. Now, I wanted to personalize this question. Wewe mwenyewe, have you ever had that kind of a conflict between maybe follow your heart ama doing what makes you happy and stuff like that, and at the same time detaching yourself from the pursuit of things that are materialistic and generally detaching yourself from worldly kinds of... Have you ever had that kind of a conflict?
I think this is an experience that happens to all of us.
Okay.
And this is now where we bring in the statement about sacrificing so that you can you can sacrifice your happiness so that you can get the
bigger thing,
which is actually true, because again we are not tied to smaller goals and stuff. We are always told, in fact Kikuyu, the Swahili, tunawaita aje wahenga na wahenga walitoka wapi ama wanakuanga wapi? Because mimi sijaisikia kwani waliisha lini? Guka yangu alikuwa nawaita wahenga. Guka yangu alikuwa nawaita wahenga, kwani walikuwa kina nani? Anyways, walisema mtaka sharti lazima ainame.
Mtaka cha mvunguni sharti ainame.
Ni wahenga.
Methali ya millennials ati mtaka sharti.
Wahenga wakwetu hawakuwa that. Again?
Mtaka cha mvunguni sharti ainame.
Yeah. And basically what that means is lazima utie bidii ama ufanye a lot to get really what you want.
Yeah, sure.
So again, pursuit of happiness is determined by the goal that you have.
Okay.
Because if you say that your pursuit is solely on happiness, you will lose it.
Yeah.
Because like we said, happiness is a reward of the goal that you're seeking.
It's not at a particular goal.
It is not. Actually,
nice.
I don't think there's someone who can stand and say, I am happy. Not unless you did something, you achieved, and you felt the happiness.
Testifying it now.
You got the reward of, like your goal, you were able to meet your goal and do, you got the reward of happiness. So there are instances whereby you will find yourself doing some sacrifices that you will not be really happy about it, but you'll probably, after you get the goal, you'll probably be looking back and saying, I am happy I did that.
Okay.
You get? Because it is not always a straight line.
Sure.
Yeah. There are instances where you will need to overlook and sacrifice that happiness so that you can get a bigger happiness, if there's such a word.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are not tied to the smaller happiness that comes along the way, which we called the tokens. Yeah. Like for example, you get your goal is to have a PhD. You get a degree and you think that's it. You get, that's a token of the main goal. It is bringing happiness, yes, but if you stop at that, you're done. And still on that same example, you get a degree and you're offered a job. You can either decide to leave the job and continue with your studies to get the main goal, or you can stop at it. And the moment you taste that money, you probably not go back again and study. So you see, we'll have two people. One has sacrificed the money to continue with the study because of the main goal is to get a PhD. And one of them decided, let me stop at the money. I've been offered the money because I have a degree. Yeah.
Okay.
So they wouldn't sacrifice that happiness that comes along with the finances to continue with the main goal. But this one did. And so they will not be at the same level. Surely. The person with the PhD and the person with the degree, they will not be at the same level. This will probably be happier than this person because they completed the goal. But remember, how happy you get is also determined by the goal. Because not that huyu wa degree hatakuwa na furaha. They'll be happy, but you see, they would have been more happier if they finished the goal, which was the PhD.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Tukienda shule, I think our main goal inakuanga tusome as much as we can. Lakini kuna ule anafikanga maybe say even class 8 na
life works out for them.
Life works out and they're happy, not that they're not happy.
Sure.
Only that if you continue, you'll be more happier. Because you're able to now to access a couple of things they cannot. You get and even understand some things they cannot. So what determines how happy we're going to get is the goals that we set.
Wow.
Labda hata yeye alikuwa ameset goal yake ni class 8 and they'll be happy once amemaliza hiyo class 8. Yeah.
Mwingine ataset goal yake kama kumari mabibi wangapi?
Watatu.
Akiwa na mmoja hata kuwa satisfied, hata kuwa happy.
It's true. What? So I think what we set as a goal is what determines how happy we're gonna get.
Wow. Speaking of PhDs and careers, do you think there are certain careers that make people miserable? That it's impossible to be happy?
Yes. I think, again, timeline. Because back then, in the times of our parents, they used to follow everything as, stipulated by their parents.
Yeah.
You've never found a family who everybody is a teacher.
Because I'm a lawyer.
Or a lawyer. Because their grandfather was a lawyer or a teacher.
Yeah.
So they follow a certain person. They followed someone else's goal. That was not your goal. Actually, most teachers end up leaving that career because then a graph was set that you need to have a government job so that you can get probably pension when you get old. At your old age, you'll have pension and all that. Just trying to secure your future. So that person is actually in it because they're afraid of what the future might hold. So they're trying to secure it by becoming what they are not, or what they've been forced, or what they believe is.
They actually didn't have a goal at all.
They didn't have a goal. A goal was set already by their parents. Yeah.
I think that's what we find in government.
Yeah.
Most people in government wako hivyo.
So there's no way you'll be happy, by doing someone else's goal. Yeah. And I think as millennials we are lucky because we came in a time whereby we could be able to choose somehow.
Okay.
Yeah, we could be able to choose and still get the love of the parents. Nowadays back then, if you decided to do your own thing, then relieve yourself from the parents' love. Yeah. You've decided to be an outsider.
Yeah.
So you're cast out. Yeah. But if we have as millennials, most of millennials did whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And followed and used the experiences from their parents. Yeah, not that we were being stray, but ilikuwa ni kufuata na feel nataka kufanya hivi, nataka maono, this is where I'll be happy, this is what I'll be happy if I do this. Yeah. Like my mom wanted me to do education. Yeah, I would have been a teacher, a terrible teacher.
Which subject?
Yeah.
Which subject?
I think was it history and Kiswahili? Yeah. Na umesikia hata methali si malizi mtakasharti.
Ati mtakasharti.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So you see. But I told my mom kindly, I want to do this. So I went into tourism. That is what was resonating with me.
Yeah.
So, and alikubali, not that I was astray, but I made her, to see the need for me to do what I feel is good for me. Yeah.
But why did tourism resonate more with you than any other career path?
I'm a people's person. I cannot be a doctor whereby I'm just somewhere by myself. I need to be where I am interacting with people, not in a certain professional way, but in a way that I am myself. I am free. Because most professional jobs dictate us to be a certain person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
But my career line now allows me to be myself, still professionally, but I am myself. I am not dictated by someone what to do.
Yeah.
I am the one who dictates
how to be.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
If you become a doctor, there are certain, actually they normally have this, what do they call it? The Hippocratic Oath.
Yes.
Yeah. And several other, rules they have to follow and all that. Yeah.
You have to speak a certain way.
If you become a teacher, there's a certain, well, it doesn't matter how you teach, but there's a certain way you must follow. There's some rules and all that. If you become what else? If you become a what? If you become a what? Another career?
Engineer.
An engineer. There are certain rules you have to follow. Yeah. So, yeah, that is why I wanted to be in tourism, because it allows me to be who I am and what makes me feel free.
Wow.
Yeah. And the biggest of them all, the touch to people. Yeah.
The
touch to people.
the touch to people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Again, career, the temperaments or characters of people really define.
Sure.
If you're lucky to do what you wanted, characters again define. Yeah, because there are characters who cannot be constrained in an office.
Yes. True.
They would be dull every day. Yeah.
Wow. So far so good. We've actually defined happiness as a reward. Happiness cannot be a goal.
It cannot be a goal.
Happiness cannot be a goal. And I'm actually thinking of that, and I'm like, the weight of that statement, how impactful it is. Because I think anyone who listens to this and gets to understand that happiness is not a goal, cannot be a goal. Actually, it will be wrong for someone to pursue happiness as a goal. It can save a lot of people.
Well, can you imagine you meet maybe your friend, or you meet someone and you ask them, what do you want? What are you doing? I want to be happy.
Hata huyo ako na ufala.
Unadu nini? Unakudu course gani? Na do course yenye nitakuwa happy. What is that? Ama unafanya kazi gani? Nataka kuwa happy.
Kazi
ama you can actually not even define or even suggest you will be happy.
Yeah.
Leo mimi nataka tu kuwa happy. Aje. It is a reward of what you will be doing. Yeah.
Wow.
Unaezenda huko hivyo nje upatane na watu wakukasirishe, but say for example, umeamka and you decide, if you're a marketer, if you decide you'll do a couple of emails, you'll do a couple of calls, you'll do a couple of
door to door
text or door to door or whatever you'll do to just achieve your goal.
Yeah.
say you want to maybe market to like 100 in a day, and at around 3:30 there, you've achieved that. Do you think you'll be happy? You will be happy,
You will
yes,
be happy.
because it doesn't matter whether you'll get one. So if you get someone who is positively asking for what you're marketing, it will be a token of an addition of happiness. The main goal, once it doesn't matter whether you'll receive an inquiry or not, but if you reach your goal of targeting 100 per day and you do it, you'll be happy. So if you get an inquiry out of it, you'll be more happier.
Yeah, you'll be more happy.
Yeah, you'll
be
get an
happy.
addition of tokens of happiness,
Yeah.
along the way.
Yeah.
So there's no way you can ati umeamka unasema leo mi nitakuwa na furaha vibaya sana.
Leo, yeah.
Sema furaha. Haiwezekani. Ati ama useme hii mwaka mi nataka kuwa happy. Happiness is an emotion, it's a reward. There's no way utasema ati unaweza sikuwa we ni msee waku yani we ni msee wa watu, lakini out there you'll always meet someone who is kama leo mazimi nimepatana na msee, sorry to say, I'll use this example. Alikuwa nakani kama hayuko sawa, alikuwa napika ugali actually kwa trash. Yeah, hata kuulizwa na madhe mwingine hapo, si hata mtu enda unaomba vitu huko, but haongei. So I had some yogurts kwa gari, mi nikampatia. Do you know this guy alinitusi?
Alikuwa street person or just
I don't know whether they were okay, but from the way alikuwa naongea alikuwa nakaa mtu ako sawa. I think in terms, hata kama hakuwa that 100%, alikuwa nakaa ni mtu anaelewa what's happening and what is, there are people who might not even understand what's happening.
Yeah.
Akili imeruka, but this person seemed right. So mi nampelekea yogurt, ananiambia ati nimeenda kumchekelea. So I'm like,
really?
Yeah, me, I was shocked. So unaona what happened is if I decided that experience nitaibeba the whole time, na nilikuwa nishaamka nimesema leo nitakuwa furaha, sasa nitakuwa furaha aje na meet such an experience?
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, but it's very flawed to think of happiness as a goal.
Yeah,
Kweli, I totally agree. Now, as a person, what are some of the things that have helped you realize more of what happiness is and what it's not? What are some of those things as a person?
it's just goals, right, left and center. I'm from Ranga, so you understand. Right, left and center.
Yeah.
Goals all through. Goals all the way. And completing these goals are the ones that motivate you even further. Because once you've completed a goal, you're happy. Yeah, it makes you happy. So wouldn't you want to do it again and again to be more happier? Yeah.
So in everything, have goals.
Just have
in
a goal.
Relationships, in education,
Exactly.
in whatever endeavors.
Yes.
Wow. I think that better resonates with another psychological perspective about inasemanga ni kama we are meant for challenges. We are actually built for challenges. So unapata someone who doesn't, a challenge at a very fundamental level is something to look forward to. In other words, it's a goal. So at unapata we are built for that, and those who look forward to solving even more challenges, achieving more goals, they will be more happy, they will be happier, they will be more self-fulfilled, and I think in a sense pia they will discover the let me call them the destinies, and those are the kinds of people who actually have real impact to the world. That's very interesting.
In fact watu wanasemanga punda ikikosa kufanya kazi itadedi. I don't know how true that is. Yeah,
I hope si wahenga. I hope si
wahenga. Ni kweli, I hear that a lot. Ikikosa kufanya kazi itadedi ama igonjeke vibaya sana. Yeah, that's a donkey.
Hata binadamu tuko hivyo.
So as a human being, kama hauna goals, unakunganika umepotea.
Kweli.
And that is where now we start now resonating to things that induce happiness. Yeah, because you see, there's nothing that is you're not getting a reward, which is happiness, because you don't have a goal. Yeah,
Yeah.
you get it.
Yeah.
Say for example, you just wake up on that lazy day. Actually, let me use an example of yourself. Say you're not going to work, and it's a holiday. Actually, we normally don't work on holidays. Yeah.
Yes.
So you just, if you don't have a plan on that day, you're just home there. What happens? Inakuanga tu siku
refu sana,
inabo sana.
kweli.
So just like donkeys, I'd say, if we don't have a goal or a plan, which is the same thing,
Sure.
we tend to go astray.
Wow. What's the one thing you will tell, because as a millennial,
Yeah,
what's the one thing you can tell Gen Zs that can help them realize more meaning towards happiness? Yeah.
Gen Zs are just complicated, and this is why, well, it's this is why now for them they seek happiness too much.
Oh.
Too much. Because most of the Gen Zs I've encountered wanataka situations whereby they get rewards, which is now the happiness, without the goal or without working for it. You get?
Okay.
Cause Gen Z anaweza fanya party from Monday to Sunday.
Bana.
Yeah? But you see, too much of it now becomes poisonous. Yeah? And you're just focusing on the reward and not the goal. Aje. Aje. Ni kama unataka food, yes, unataka food lakini hutaki kupika.
Ama unataka pesa na hutaki kufanya kazi.
Exactly. Food yes, unataka food lakini itakuja aje ikuwe hadi imekuwa food. You get? So the process, yes, they're okay.
Powerful.
They're okay. They want the reward, but they want to put away the process.
Why do you think they want more of the reward?
Time again. It is time. Because if you look at it, wazazi wetu, they toiled too much. And they might not even know happiness like we do. Because yao ilikuwa ile, you remember when we were talking about there are instances whereby you'd have to sacrifice your happiness so that you get a certain thing.
Yeah.
So nasikia hadi mzazi anakuambia vizuri sana, mimi nimejinyima, or even you can actually see it yourself. Amejinyima kununua something ndio akupeleke shule.
Yeah.
Amejinyima kufanya this and that ndio afanye something. You know, that is actually in fact I don't think walikuwa najiconsider. Unapata wamejinyima ndio watununulia certain thing, lakini yeye hana. You get? So sisi sasa tukakuja, that was now their time. They didn't actually get to experience the reward of a goal because hawakuwa. Sasa hebu nikuulize, wazazi wetu walikuwa naenda out ama venye si every time tuko road trip, tuko sijui wapi aje? In fact if someone can prove me right, unapatanga mahoteli saizi zimesaidiwa na millennials, you know, from millennials kuendelea mbele. Because then wazazi wetu hawakuwa naenda ati waende waspend ati sijui 5k for just a meal when there are other needs zenye zinaka hivyo zinangoja. No. In fact, we can actually go back and see. Back then, hotels used to be for foreigners.
Yes.
Zilikuwa za wazungu.
Yes.
Hizi hoteli zimekuja juzi because, you know, millennials wamejaa and they're the ones who actually now know how to reward themselves by probably going hapo hoteli flani, enda uangalie, do your research and
but then kweli ni millennials so most.
In fact, actually most of the hotels zilikuwa zinatengenezwa with foreign look.
Yeah.
Hata wengi for example there's a which hotel it is inaitwa, I don't want to mention a name, but inakuwa imejaa giraffes. Time ya COVID, you know, there were no foreigners, so they started trying to market to, you know, to locals. And it was a hell of a debate because the locals don't want to go there because these guys have already sidelined the locals because wanaamini wao ni wa foreigners. Yeah. So you see, what I'm trying to say is, so timelines pia inadetermine. So wazazi wetu didn't experience that. Now, sisi tuna experience a revolution whereby we have tumetoka hapo mbeleni kidogo kuna hiyo ukame ama scenarios whereby we don't have much. Sisi tumepatwa na technology, we were in hiyo era ilikuwa inaitwaje hiyo era, so that we came now to 20th century, the 19th century and the 20th century, which is where now the technology happened.
Saizi tuko 21st century,
Yeah.
right? 20th century ni century imepita.
Yes, bado we were in the
bado,
19th.
yeah.
That is where the technology happened.
Yeah.
Well, you see, so tumetoka from not having much to having a little to now more. So you see, we have more experience than any other.
Sure.
Then
Makes
we have
sense.
now the Gen Zs
Makes sense.
who don't have the situation where they didn't have, they only have the situation whereby they see everything. Unajua time ya wazazi, I'd say again maybe labda walikuwa na pesa, but you see information is everything.
Yeah.
And there were no channels of having this information. Like you would go online, tuseme unataka kwenda somewhere to eat or somewhere out to relax, you just go online and find what you want and you get it. We didn't have that. They didn't have that time, so there were no information. And well, we are told that information is everything, and it's true because you can easily find what you want now because information is out there and there are ways of getting it easier than long time ago.
Sure.
You get?
Wow.
So the Gen Z's era, there's too much information out there, so you can easily do whatever you feel like. Again,
and it's not even guided.
Yes, again, technology has brought this idea that everything will be we don't need to work hard, we just need to work smart. So Gen Zs want to work smart, which is now just sitting there and doing on phone or maybe on a laptop or just online and earn that.
Yeah.
Which is I'd say which is just maybe 30 or 40% of all we need. So the rest is jua kali, and we need that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Actually, I saw something somewhere that says unapata we really need to, especially having his human interactions, we really need to have them even more. Hata zile makazi we want to develop, they need to have more of the human element to it, but most of hizi makazi zenye zimekuja with the advent of technology zinatoa the human element at all. That is why you find that our generation, actually I saw somewhere, I think here in Kenya, the Gen Z ndio wana spend the most, but then pia ukiangalia we are the most depressed.
I think it's coming from they've found a way to induce happiness a lot and they've overexploited that. So they have to look for other ways to bring
To try
in
to
happiness.
curb it.
Yes.
To try to curb it.
And that is now where the problem is coming in. That is why you find most of them just want to be in places where seem to be there's happiness. That is why wengine wanafanya vitu zingine you wonder what. Yeah, just trying to induce, because the ways you can induce happiness they've overexploited.
Yeah.
So they do unusual stuff to just seem to bring happiness to them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Alex. This was quite naona there are other kinds of conversations zenye zimeanza kutokea from the conversations that we've just had, and this was very enriching. Thank you so much for finding the time. All the best in everything that you do.
Much welcome, and it was an honor for me to be here.
Perfect.
I'll always be here when called upon. Yeah,
Absolutely.
let's talk. Conversations will always be I'd say a guideline to happiness.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So let's talk.
Let's
talk more.
Let's talk more.
Perfect. All right.